All right, let's get right into it. We're going to break down exactly why so many real estate agents seem to hit a wall, why they get stuck and just can't seem to break that six-figure ceiling. But here's the good news, and it's really good news. The reasons are all super fixable.
Does this sound like you? You know, you're putting in the hours, you're working your tail off, but when you look at your commission checks, they just don't add up. It is an incredibly frustrating place to be, and trust me, you are not the only one feeling this way. But here's where we need a big mindset shift. It's time to stop pointing fingers at a bad market or bad leads. The truth is, the root of the problem almost always boils down to 5 specific things. And today, we're going to unpack every single one.
Okay, number 1. And this one is a total game changer. It's all about choosing a real system over just pure hustle.
Just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got the agent who's struggling. Their day is chaos. It's random. It's sporadic. It completely depends on how they feel when they wake up. But on the other side, that's the top producer. They operate inside a structure, a predictable, repeatable machine for generating business day in and day out.
And this quote just nails it. See, random activity feels productive, but it is not a business. It's a hustle. And every hustle has an expiration date. You just can't sustain it.
So here's what I want you to do. Your first action step. This week, block out 90 minutes every morning in your calendar, non-negotiable. And in that time, you do nothing but lead generation. No email, no paperwork. For 5 days straight, just do that and track how many real conversations you have. That number? That's your new baseline. That's where the real growth starts.
All right, let's move on to roadblock number 2, which builds right on top of the first one. You have to know your numbers. Honestly, most agents are flying completely blind here.
So let me ask you a question, and I want you to really think about this. For the average agent out there, how many actual conversations do you think it takes to book one single solid appointment?
100. Yeah, I know. That number can feel like a total punch to the gut, right? But stick with me here because understanding why it's that high, well, that's the secret to blowing that average out of the water.
So here's the math. It's actually pretty simple. The industry average shows that most agents only ask for an appointment in about 10 out of 100 conversations. And then, out of those 10 times they ask, they only get one yes. So the problem isn't the 100 conversations, the problem is that people aren't asking enough.
Which brings us to this incredibly powerful idea, BAM FAM, book a meeting from a meeting. It means every conversation you have, no matter if it's a yes or a not right now, has to end with a clear next step that's actually on the calendar.
And your action step for this is so easy. Just open a notes app on your phone. For the next 100 conversations you have, make 2 little columns. Did I ask for the meeting, and did I get the meeting? That's it. This one tiny habit will literally change your entire business.
Okay, reason number 3 you might be stuck is a huge one in this day and age. It's your online brand. Or maybe your lack of one.
Seriously, think about this. What's the first thing someone does before they call you? They Google you. They're checking you out on Zillow, on Instagram, on Facebook. And if they find nothing, or worse, a profile from 6 months ago, you've lost all their trust before you even had a chance to say hello.
This is just the reality of 2024. Your online presence is your first impression. Being invisible online today is the same as having a boarded-up storefront on Main Street. Nobody's coming in.
So let's fix it right now. This week, 3 simple things. Post 3 times on social media. It doesn't have to be perfect, just show that you're alive. Next, text your last 3 clients and ask for a quick Zillow review. And finally, right after you're done here, Google your own name. What you find is what everyone else finds.
All right, let's get to number 4. This one is a little more subtle, but it is so powerful. We're talking about the environment you work in, the people you surround yourself with. You've probably heard this before, but your income is going to become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's just a fact. If your circle is full of agents who are always complaining about the market and making excuses, guess what? That becomes your normal. Top producers are intentional. They put themselves in rooms with other winners to raise their own game.
And this quote just captures it all. When you're constantly around people who think a 6-figure income is just the starting point, your own idea of what's possible just changes. Your whole standard of normal gets a massive upgrade.
So here's your homework. I want you to actually write down the names of the 5 agents you talk to the most. Now, be honest. Does their success look like where you want to go? This isn't about ditching your friends. It's about consciously adding one person to that circle who is already playing the game at the level you want to reach.
And that brings us to the 5th and final piece of this whole puzzle, and it's the glue that holds everything else together. It's about finding real, simple accountability. I mean, think about it. When you're working all by yourself, it is way too easy to just let yourself off the hook, right? Oh, I'll make those calls tomorrow. But the second you know someone else is watching, that someone is expecting to see your numbers, your standards just shoot up. It's basic human psychology.
You gotta remember, motivation is just a feeling. It shows up, it leaves. It's not reliable. But accountability, that's a system. That's the thing that makes sure you do the work on the days you really, really don't feel like it. It is the engine that drives consistency.
And your last action step, it might just be the simplest one of all, but it is so powerful. Find one person, a peer, a mentor, your spouse, I don't care who, and for the next 30 days, you're going to text them your 3 key numbers at the end of every single day. Just the act of hitting send on that text, it will change everything. I promise.
So, there it is. 5 crystal clear, totally fixable reasons you might be stalled out. A system, knowing your numbers, having a real brand, being in the right environment, and finding some accountability. You literally have the entire roadmap right in front of you now. So the only question left is, what's your first step going to be?